All right, welcome to 21 Soul here at the Rope-A-Dope Room in East Philadelphia. I am blessed once again to have a special guest here on the show, the man known as Khemist. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming and spending time. I have to start where we need to start, Philadelphia neighborhoods.
Yeah. I
grew up in the Philadelphia suburbs. Not even going to say East Philadelphia right now because this is real.
Right.
Right? And I've been around Philadelphia my whole life, but I never heard of Logan.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah. So give us the boundaries. You're from that area of Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Logan.
Logan is a section of North Philly.
Okay. Set the boundaries for me.
It's it's between like Olney and Erie.
Okay.
Like the top of North Philly, like right before you get into Uptown.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Then you get into Olney, West Oak Lane, Mount Airy and all that.
Oh, got it. So west of Broad Street?
I don't know. It's just at the top. It's at the top of North Philly.
And you grew up there?
Yeah. So I was born and raised. You know what I'm saying? We lived there until I was 16, 17. Then my mom moved us up northeast.
Okay.
But, by that time, my friends was already in Logan. So that's why I was going. And I was telling her I was at basketball practice. Uh-huh. And I was telling her I was at the studio. I was really down the way doing shit I probably shouldn't have been doing. But, yeah, it's cool neighborhoods, a lot of Cambodians. So a lot of my friends growing up was Cambodian. So, I was introduced to Cambodian culture, the food, the
really
funerals, like all that. I was immersed in it.
Wow. I had no idea. Let's go a little further on that because I want people people talk about different neighborhoods around the country and some of them are made, immortalized by hip hop and by other music. What's the music scene like there, like
in Logan?
And just in general?
I mean, in Logan, the beautiful thing about it to me was it's independent underground artists that's talking, like Philly black music, you know what I'm saying? Then you got independent Cambodian artists that's still talking they shit.
Doing hip hop or doing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's popping on Cambodian New Year's. Like Oyuk Road is popping. It's a festival on Oyuk Road every year, and it's another one down South Philly. Uh-huh. Yeah, so the whole hood, we go to both. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And at both scenes is music. It's independent music.
That's so beautiful. Yeah. That is so beautiful. I had no idea. Yeah. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about, you've got some music coming up. First, shout out to Artist First Records, Melody Forrester, because Melody and I met some time ago, I think introduced by Jimmy Stevens, who is a connector of all sorts. And it's been a great pleasure having music from Artist First here at Rope-A-Dope, from Diggable Planets and many others. And now we're preparing for a single coming out on April 12th.
Yeah, I've been on a budget. My whole life.
Yeah. Such a powerful song. And then there's an album following it up, which is due out in July. I'm used to getting like a wide scope of musical style within one record, but this just takes it over the top. So I want to understand how you got there. So you started, you write?
Right.
Okay.
Rap.
You rap.
Songwriting, poetry, guitar.
What is it that takes you past, like, I'm just going to rap like everybody else, to I'm going to have lush instrumentation and style? Like, how did you get to that space?
Well, I never really listened to that much. I mean, I listened to a lot of rap music, of course, but I listened to more of the other types of music more than I listen to rap. I was raised in...
Not jazz.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
Jazz, funk, neo soul, poets like the Death of Willie Lynch, the Black Ice album was important to me. The Ursula Rucker, Silver and Lead, or Silver or Lead, and the Last Poet album. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that was like I was in the hood playing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And where the household I grew up in, my uncle was a jazz pianist.
Okay.
So, after school every day, he would sit me down by the piano, play something, and I would ask him, "Yo, how you do that? Like how that work?" And then I always had trouble stretching my hands across the key because he was stretching like 8 keys.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm like, how do my hands were small. I was young. I was like 11, 12. How do I get my hands to reach that far? He said, "Yo, next time you're going from school, walk like this." So imagine me walking around the hood like this, looking goofy. Like I'm walking around like this, trying to stretch my hands out because I wanted to learn how to play. And then, but that was just the family I grew up in. It was always around music, creativity.
So in Logan, like, I mean, you're coming at it from what seems to me to be a completely different perspective than somebody who's coming from a particular neighborhood. I mean, you already talked about, like, obviously Cambodian and Black Americans in the same place doing different things. But are people looking at you? Like, did you have a crew? Like, there's a whole group of people that are all doing the same thing? Or are you pretty much just like, I'm on my path?
No, I mean, I always kept a small circle of, support, whether it was family or friends. But I was never around 50 people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was always a small, tight circle that was thorough, though.
You gotta pretend like I don't know anything because it's not really far from the truth. Like,
right.
From the outside, I look at it and I see the evolution of hip hop, and I see where hip hop is today, and rap, and any other genre if you like. And when I see something that's different, I'm like, how did this happen?
I was blessed enough to not care.
Yeah.
What people was doing. And I was blessed. Yeah, I stuck to me, and I still do to this day. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes me me, because it's a lot of people out there, with hidden desires about what they want to be or what they want to listen to and how they want to present themselves, and they're afraid to do it. And I was, I had enough courage to do it, and that's what I'm doing.
Incredible. So I'm going to dig in a little more on now we get to why so many different styles on the same record. People are going to hear this record and they're going to hear one song, sounds a little bit like we're starting to do a Jack Johnson thing.
Right.
Then they're going to hear another thing that's completely different, funk and soul with some horns. Like,
yeah.
What were the choices to put those songs together on one record? Because I know I've been told you got a lot of songs.
Yeah, we got a lot of music, man. And I've been blessed to be around a group of musicians that great in their field, that study, that's knowledgeable about, this thing that we doing.
So how did that jump come? From where you're from, how do you end up with Omar Marshall and the Jazz Cats?
Me recording, just recording music, I needed an engineer. So just asking around with other artists I knew for engineers, and one of the guys I was referred to was Micah. So me working with Micah for about, I'm gonna say, Micah, we was working for like maybe 2 or 3 years, and then one day he like, yo, I got this producer friend starting a production company with, and he's a drummer, and we would love for you to, rap to some of our shit, because we
there you go.
We think that, you would be perfect for what we got. And they sent me some music, and it was cool, but it wasn't for me. Okay. So we like, yo, let's just come down, meet in person. So we met in person, the 3 of us, and that same day we started the record from scratch, finished it from scratch. But it was like, damn, that's the first time I ever recorded a record organically from nothing. You know what I'm saying? No lyrics, it was no beat. It was everything was from scratch.
Wow.
And with that, the process, Anwar was calling in other musicians, and Micah was calling in other musicians, and I knew musicians, and from that came Eric Watley, Takuma Bradley,
Takuma.
Yeah, like who
love
else?
That guy.
So many. Scott Ziegler.
Yeah.
Sam Borello, Anthony DiCarlo. Tasha L. Morris. It's so many. You know what I'm saying, but it was like, this was how he was creating his music.
But you vibed right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you,
so it was for me. It was a spiritual thing because it never happened before. I never created music that way.
Okay.
I'm used to...
So spiritual is the connection.
Yeah.
It's not about, like, we're from different spaces.
No,
you're just like, we're in the studio.
I could finally rap on the shit that I've always wanted to rap on, but didn't know somebody that could produce it. And which is why I picked up the guitar. I actually picked up my instrument before I even met Anwar and other musicians because I knew what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened, shortly after, I'm around the greatest musicians in the world. So it was a confirmation for me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I ask these questions because, there are the stories of all the usual communities. Like, communities fascinate me, like how somebody came up. So you got cats like Doobie Powell, like I come up in a church and I met this guy, and then I met that guy, and this is how it evolved to this, and then I wanted to do something different, right? So some people have their sort of like structured, they're immersed in it, and then they come up. And then some people are just, like yourself, going places outside their comfort zone and outside their normal situation and just hanging out with the cats because they get that spiritual connection. And this label was started because of that, because DJ Logic, for some strange reason, on the turntables, decided to hang out with jazz cats downtown. And then he's like, I see what you're doing, and I want a solo. And everybody's like, what do you mean you want a solo? Like, you're on the turntables. And he did, and that's how the thing came, that's how Rope-A-Dope came about. So it's that kind of exploration and openness and musical connection that fascinates me.
And that's essential to just being. You know what I'm saying? To be is to explore.
I'm guilty of that. Yeah. And I thank you for that. Let's dive into the politics a little bit. So, there are quite a few records that have come in here where people are talking about the issues of the day, which are really not just the issues of the day, they're the issues of most of the time in the United States of America. Mm-hmm. There's a song on this album. What's the title? It's On My Way to Virginia. What's the title of the song?
2 Up, 2 Down.
2 Up, 2 Down.
Yeah.
You have a connection with Virginia?
Yeah, I went to school there. I went to Hampton University.
There you go.
For 3 years, man. So shout out to my Pirates and all that good stuff. 757. That's my second home.
757. Okay, so second home.
Yep.
Got it. So when I listen to it, I'm like, wait, are you from there? Because it sounds so real.
I'm down there so much. People don't know. Sometimes people think I'm from there.
Yeah.
They don't know if I'm from Philly or Virginia.
First of all, what was that experience like? Being in Norfolk, you said?
Hampton.
Right. I've only been down there to a Grateful Dead show.
Yeah,
so
how was it?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a great time.
Yeah, I heard they put on a good show.
It was a long time ago, and it felt like the South, like in a big way.
Well, Hampton is actually, it's a black city in Virginia. That's where they brought a lot of the slaves.
Really?
Yeah. So
I'm learning so much tonight.
It was beautiful to see so many.
Like, it was an entry point when people coming up after Reconstruction. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was beautiful to see so many black people. Like, of course, I went to HBCU, but even outside of the school, it was just black people everywhere that was welcoming. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't used to that coming from Philly. It was like, you gotta be on guard so much. It was like when somebody said hi to me, or somebody said what's up, I'm like, all right, what's up? It's like it's a different. Yeah,
that's Philly right there.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
So it was a
and that's me saying that.
Right.
So I feel like that too. So I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. It definitely was life changing for me. You know what I'm saying, to experience that like opened my mind to a lot of different shit I wasn't exposed to when I was younger.
Interesting.
And I wasn't even supposed to make it to college. Like, so the fact that I made it and then experienced that was like, wow.
What'd you study?
Journalism.
Yeah?
Yeah, print. I was a writer.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not going to be the day job, though. No, this is for real.
Shit. Yeah. I barely finished undergrad, man. I ain't.
Yeah. College is hard, man. College is hard if you're doing it right. I wasn't. So I want to stay with Virginia because the song references Charlottesville as well. Mm-hmm. So like you kind of reference that this is home for you, Virginia, and now we understand, or I understand at least, what that means. But Tiki Torches is a regular mention,
right?
So you want to talk about
like
Charlottesville, and it seems to be like the epicenter of this whole thing, right?
Me seeing that on TV and reading the news reports, and me being so close and connected to Virginia, it was mind blowing. In 2000 and what was it, 18? 18, yeah, like to witness that. You know what I'm saying? Because you hear this. I'm used to watching videos of that or footage of that in the 60s.
In Alabama.
Yeah. So to see that now was like, man, y'all better keep that shit right there, because where I'm at, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so close to the parts of VA I'm in, it's like, why is that shit still happening?
Do you think there's a reason they chose Charlottesville? Like, because these groups descended on Charlottesville. I was surprised. I mean, surprised and not surprised, because Richmond, that was the capital, right?
I can't say why it happened. All I know, that shit ain't. Just keep it away from where I'm at. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If that's an issue that.
And yet you're singing about it, you're rapping about it, and you're going to go there for the video,
like,
right?
Cause listen, my manager's from Virginia. Mm-hmm. My DJ lives in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Some of the closest friends I got are in Virginia, in the 757 area. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when I hear Virginia and I see all this chaos, that shit, I got loved ones down there. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
So now it's a protective thing. Now I'm concerned for the folks I care about. Right.
I mean, I think we're all concerned in a certain way that it's even. I mean, Charlottesville does feel close, but I wasn't particularly surprised. Right.
I ain't surprised either.
That was a choice. I mean, if you're going to make a move to try to get as close to Washington D.C. as you can on this, if you feel comfortable enough, and I think that's the toughest part for me, at least, about what's happening right now, is that people feel absolutely comfortable.
That's normal. For them type of folks, man. All I've seen, where I've been, all I've been taught, that shit is normal. Yeah. For them. Yeah. I ain't surprised at all. Mm-hmm. I just needed to stay where it's at. If y'all gonna do it, keep it there. And it shouldn't even be there.
Right, so the sense of, like, you're gonna go down and do the video is about pushing it, like, you're gonna be here, I'm gonna be here. It feels to me like you're almost like, in the song you're saying, this place is special to me. Yeah. And this place is a place of
and it's not just me, though. It's special to the people I'm around.
Right, but you're also saying, I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna write this song, and I'm gonna stand my ground, and I'm gonna battle it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to know what else. Is there anything that you want to say to people about this record? You got, other than letting it stand on the.
Chemtrails will be out in July. The single, I've Been on a Budget, will be out April 12th. Artist First Records, Rope-A-Dope. It's good music, man. It's the shit that Philly need, the shit that the world need, and it's a new force to definitely pay attention to.
I agree. I can't agree more. I mean, I think people like anything that we share here, Artist First and Rope-A-Dope. It's something that you can dig into, you can spend some time with, and it's going to grow as you listen. I mean, it's going to
change a lot.
The thing about your record is it catches you right away.
Yeah.
But then the more you listen to it, and the more time you spend with it.
It's a lot is about to change, and I'm confident that I stand behind that 100%.
Nice. Last question for you, like just again, assume that I know nothing. How's the writing process work? I want to take it out with that. So, what's your?
It's different. It depends on the song. Yeah, because a lot of the songs will start from me with a mumble or a melody, no words. And I had the musicians build around that. But sometimes they'll have a sketch or something, and say, "Yo, how you feel about this?"
And you'll respond to that.
Yeah. But it's always organic. No one comes in with something that's completely finished. It's very seldom that happens.
Do you have a lot of unfinished writings that like things that you'll just like pop down?
I do, but I never bring that to the studio.
No.
Nah. Because
do you recall it though?
Yeah. No, I recall it, but I'm just so in love with what we do organically and spontaneously. I don't want to interfere with that because that stream is still flowing. You get what I'm saying? So I want to keep that open. I don't want to block that at all. So
it's the collaboration and the interaction with other human beings that really just inspires you and then brings out. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Brings out that source. Whew. So heavy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man.
It really
and
is.
We're just getting started.
It really is. Yeah. So everybody pay attention. Khemist is coming April 12th. And then check ropeadope.com and Artist First Records for the release date in July. Man, I'm blown away right now. Thank you so much for being here.